Hello, this is Captain Sheepy, and I'm here with Neobelmont, and we're gonna play some Castlevania 4 for hashtag Igavania Classic. Our own little hashtag Igavania thing. Because, just recently, due to how well the Kickstarter's doing for Bloodstained, it seems that they're going to be making a classic mode of some kind, or at least 6 classic levels, from what Igarashi stated, and Neobelmont knows the details to that.
Yeah, so apparently I searched up a game, I believe it was GameSpot. That was where I first noticed it, that there was going to be a classic mode, and it said about 6 stages. I'm pretty for sure Captain Sheep will put a link down.
Yeah.
As well as a link to the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I was thinking, well, why not do a classic version on the Igavania?
I mean, even right here, this little intro with the thunder hitting the gravestone and the bat with the aura coming out, that's actually something he did in the intro of his Kickstarter video. So we're like, hey, there's an idea. So that's what we're doing. And Neobelmont here is, he's pretty good. He's much better than me. I cannot play classic Vanias without getting beaten around and embarrassed to death by bats and crows like crazy. But Neobelmont can handle it, so he'll do most of the playing. I might jump in maybe once or twice or something, but
I'll let him play when I feel like he needs to be tortured a little.
Yeah.
All right, so.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, you just wanna start. You wanna
yeah.
wait
Let's jump in. I'm sure
we'll
I don't want to
in.
keep everyone waiting. Well, also, I mean, how we usually do our videos, we tend to love just reviewing games as it is. Like it shouldn't be called a let's play. This shouldn't even be considered a playthrough or let's play. This should be considered a let's review. Honestly, we really look at the aspects of everything in whatever games we play, and we pretty much break it down apart. Like this, for instance, like
the castle entrance.
So beautiful. I mean, look at the background. Look at the buildings. This is golden. Really good design. The bats coming out of the eyes right there.
Exactly 2 bats.
Exactly 2. And
all right.
And notice how it's quiet right now. Nothing's really happened yet.
Yes, it's very calm.
Crumbling stones. I wonder what that's about. First the gate, and then the music starts.
Yes, it was the setup. Very good setup.
Really good setup.
And then you start. And it's still a little bit calm, It's building up.
Yeah.
It's building up. Then all of a sudden, there we go.
So badass.
Theme.
Oh my god, I feel like Simon is just right now getting down to this song, especially since he moonwalked up the stairs. He's like, yeah, that's my theme, boy. Alright, so looking at it, one of the things that my friend and I were discussing before was how the plants, we noticed that the gate rises up, right? And Alucard in Symphony of the Night mentions how Castlevania is kind of like a castle of chaos. So we're thinking, okay, well, maybe, at first I was thinking, oh, hey, the plants made the gate rise. No, actually, Castle just made the gate rise itself, and it might have brought the plants to life, for all we know. So there's just some interesting little details in Castlevania that you'll see here and there. The coloring is very good, especially in some of the stages. Like this one already, you have a lot of different colors here. You have greens and reds and blues, some purple here and there. Everything everything just mixes in so well. See, look, now we're seeing more purple because we're on the upper level. And you see those nice mountains back there, really good details. And then the moon, you see you're coming out to see the moon now. It's really just nice details here and there.
Alright. Some whip swing, some cross throwing.
Yep.
Nothing too complicated, all familiar.
So just a funny thing, I guess. one of the interesting things that we noticed was that you could get meat out of candles. You know, there is wall meats in this game, right?
Yeah.
But there's also candle meats. And has anyone, you know, one question I have to ask is, has anyone ever done a joke on candle meat, or at least something on it, like how or why that exists? Because we were trying to figure it out, and we were thinking, oh well, maybe the candles are souls because
you overthought it.
Well, you know, you gotta look at it from a lore perspective because it's fun to do that. It's fun to create things based on existing material. But, you know, actually basing on existing material, we were thinking maybe, okay, so Neobelmont brought up that Symphony of the Night, you can soul steal from candles,
exactly.
Not just enemies.
So I was thinking that, well, maybe they're souls, but then that makes no sense. Those souls are going to leave you pieces of meat?
Yeah, it's like, are we setting them free and they're rewarding us for it? Is that why hearts also fall down? They're like, have our hearts, we love you for setting us free, you know? I mean, is there some kind of symbology behind this? Oh yeah, notice that there's dogs in the background.
Yep.
I made a little joke about that, because I'm all, I'm all daisies and sunshine. I like to say that the minions all like just get along and talk to each other. You know, they all have lives. They all have their own lives. Like these guys here, they're just chilling out, eating. He's like,
dogs.
oh, yo, bro, how's your side taste? He's like, oh man, this side's meaty. Mind if you share some? Well, I mean, I'm kind of almost done with this. Maybe I'll save a little for you. Oh, bro, come on, just give me that last piece. Like, I don't know, I feel like they have a conversation with each other. Like the ghosts have conversations. These little wormy things hanging off the walls have conversations. The candles have conversations. Yo, how's your flame holding up? Holding up pretty good. Pretty good. just lighting the path, you know, like I usually do.
There you go. More wall chicken. I mean, candle chicken.
Yeah, candle chicken. Hey, you know what? At least that chicken's more trustable. It actually came from a place with a fire, so it was well cooked, perhaps.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be covered in like wax?
Well, you can take that off. Unlike rotten candle, I mean, unlike rotten wall meat, where it could be covered in webs and have mites in them.
Boop, 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 boop. There we go.
That is an awesome pose. So that's the first stage. We're gonna get to the second stage next.
Really ain't nothing. It's just pretty simple. Overall, nice stage, good. Here, I like the map.
Nice map.
I love how it just.
Actually, okay.
Go.
I have a question. So, are these floating islands that lead to Castlevania, or is it just the map, like just something funny that they thought they'd do?
It's probably just something like a cool little effect.
Mm-hmm. All right, I was wondering, it's like, oh wow, you know, Castlevania, holy crap, the chaos that it spreads, it even makes gravity defy itself.
Oh yeah, it does most certainly.
Oh god. I guess the upside down castle's a great example.
Yeah.
So, you know, just another thing to discuss relating to Igavania. I at first chose the sword, but then I switched over to the whip quite fast. At that time I was playing Portrait of Ruin, and I was thinking about Metroidvania somewhat. I was thinking, oh, well, you know, when Symphony of the Night was introduced, it introduced a lot of new things. And I was thinking, oh, you know, the sword represents change. It represents being able to accept new things. Whereas the whip is like, you know, not wanting to change, not wanting to have new things. But then I was like, maybe I was looking into it too deep. So I ended up changing to the whip because in Portrait of Ruin, I really liked using the whip in that game. It was well done, along with all the martial arts you could do with it. In Harmony of Despair as well. I mean, Jonathan isn't my favorite character in comparison to playing as Richter in that game, but I love his sub-weapons. Like, his sub-weapons just feel so fine and dandy, along with the martial arts he could do. It's more defensive martial arts. Like, he has a more defensive way of playing, which honestly makes him a little more, not safer to play, but just, I don't know, it feels more fun still, somehow. But I do love using Richter in Harmony of Despair. All that martial arts.
Nice little swamp area.
What about you, Neobelmont?
I always preferred the whip, just because, you know, I was kind of raised on the classic style. You know, it's like And besides, I also just find the whip to be a more unique weapon.
Yes. Oh my god.
Because I know, like, our friends, they're like, oh, so one of our friends is like swords, right? I'm like, why do you want to overgrown butter knife? It's like, it's not like I have anything against swords, but it's like, they're used every time. It's a staple. It's your go-to weapon. But a whip is very unconventional.
Yes, indeed. I mean, one of the things that we, oops, got a little laggy there, a little glitch. But, yeah, one of the things that we discussed was how whips are characterized. Like, you know, nowadays, or not even not nowadays, but more like...
Generally.
Yeah, generally, you know, you see these, you know, these women who either have an orderly or kind of like a punishing kind of attitude, or, you know, just something very, I guess, sexy about them, using whips. Like Ivy, Catwoman, Bayonetta, Whip in King of Fighters. You know, like, see, Whip isn't the kind to be sexy, but she has a very strict, orderly fighting style, like the way she moves and etc. It's just, you know, she shows like I'm you know, she's not BS basically. But you know, when you look at Simon Belmont and all these characters who are these buff guys who do martial arts sometimes and etc., it's not the same. Like, it's just they're not using the whip in the characteristic that they're being sexy about it. They're actually using the whip as an incredibly dangerous weapon. And you know, you don't. I mean, the only place where you actually see a lot of different whip action is this, and even Kirby. Kirby, you get to use the whip in it as a. You get to grapple your enemies with it. And I mean, Bayonetta 2 also did use the whips a little differently. Like in the second game, you get to suplex your enemies with the whip. So like, there's all these different ways to use the whip and how they can be categorized, and the way Castlevania does it is really awesome, because it's more like a bashing weapon in here, kind of a holy bashing weapon. Even though, you know, in some games you'll actually have a more not normal whip. I mean, you know, the classics have always been with the chain whip, but
yeah, but that's after you upgrade it.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, it starts out as a normal whip, and I guess, how could you put it? Like, maybe if we look at it from a more different perspective, such as... Oh yeah, did you get the life?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But yeah, like, when you look at it from the perspective of being punished not in the sexual sense, but more in the holy sense.
You are about to get wrecked, in a sense. This
Like,
guy makes things explode.
I know, right? Oh, yeah. Well, actually, if you were a demon and you got whipped in the face by him, your head would probably explode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Like, you just don't want to mess with this whip. Oh, wow, We're on the third stage already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot. Next episode?
Sure, why not?
All right. On the next episode, #Igavania Classic.
Yes.